Hey, what's happening out there, YouTube? Carlos C&L Small Engine Repair. Finally, the humidity left. It's coming back, but the humidity left. It was 78 degrees here today, guys. Awesome day, man. It is just beautiful. Look what the Lord created us, man. It's awesome. Anyway, the Lord created awesomeness. Kohler has not created no awesomeness, I'm telling you, guys. I've got a GS 2000 Kubota in here. It's got the 20 horsepower, I think. Is it 20 or 22? I think it's a 20 horsepower Kohler Command in here. Okay. When this thing come in, you find these spark plugs. I'll show you what these spark plugs look like if I can find them both. Because one of them was really bad. I can't find the other plug now. It was a lot worse than this one. There it is. Show you these two spark plugs. Let me turn the camera around. Look at these, guys. Let me get you over here in the light. Maybe you can see it. Look at that one. Completely gummed up. This one, not too bad. I mean, it's still burning very, very rich. So this is going to be a question to all you guys out there in school. All the ones that send me these videos and say, hey man, thanks for all the videos. I'm in school now. I'm taking classes on how to become a small engine repair technician and mechanic and all that stuff. Now, they're not going to teach you this kind of stuff, man. Honestly, I'm being a little coy, but they're not going to teach you this kind of stuff in school, okay? They're going to teach you the basics in school, but they're not going to teach you the specifics on all these different engines and stuff like that. It just comes with time, guys. But you got the Kohler Command 20 horizontal shaft. There's no valve lash. In other words, you can't stick a filler gauge in between the rockers and the valves. Why not? Because it is hydraulic lifters. Now, and this is for the homeowners out there too. If you have one of these Kohler 20 Commands or 22 Commands, whatever, 20, a Kohler Command engine, guess what, guys? When you dump that 30 weight in it, you're going to create you some problems. These things are supposed to run 10W30. I think even the newer ones now is running a synthetic 520 or something like that. And this is why. When you dump that 30 weight in there, you are pumping up the lifters too much. Okay? You pump up the lifters too much, that opens the valves. Okay? You get where I'm coming from? You pump up that lifter and that lifter gets too stiff. Now you can bend the push rod that way too, but this one don't have no bent push rods. What it was doing, the chief complaint when this thing come in was it smoking. It was missing. I don't even see how it was running with that one plug in it. But it was. I mean, it wasn't missing that bad. It's just when it got hot, it would start missing and popping and cracking, backfiring through the exhaust. So, now with those symptoms, you guys that's in school, little bells should start going off in your head. Okay, what's making it backfire? Only way one's going to backfire is the timing's out. We're going to look at the valves. All right, I looked at the valves. The valves are fine. They're tight like they're supposed to be. Now, I didn't back them off and re-torque them, okay? I didn't do that, but when I popped them open at first, I was like, no valve lash. And I thought, hydraulic lifters. And it's made by Kubota. The machine is, but the engine is a Kohler. But anyway, I'd much rather have a Vanguard on this thing, but the Command's a good engine. Don't get me wrong, guys. I'm not knocking Kohler that bad. But y'all know me, I'm a Briggs guy. But anyway, so what I done was I pulled the spark plugs out of it, done a compression check on it. Compression check is at 150 on both cylinders. Well, if your compression's at 150, why, what makes me think that it has a blown head gasket? Because of it's burning rich. There's no way that a fuel system, unless it's fuel injected. Now the new fuel injected stuff, which I'm not up on, guys. I've got to go to class, man. I'm going to class this year, okay? I've got to go to class to learn how to work on fuel injection, which is not, I don't think it's that big a deal, but there's always them little details that you need to know. I need to understand more of how the system works. I mean, I've got some down that, you know, you got a fuel rail that's pressurized and it just kind of shoots a mist into the engine instead of a squirt. It's a mist instead of a stream. But anyway, I've got to go back. Now, if it's fuel injected, yeah, if you get a bad injector or something like that, opening up all the time, opening, you know, blowing too much, I can see where that would flood the engine just like a carburetor with the jet too big. Same thing there, same principle. But the reason that this thing, I'm pretty sure that it's got a blown head gasket too. Excuse me, so sorry. That's that Wendy's burger I just ate a little while ago. Tasted a lot better the first time. But anyway, the reason that I think it's got a blown head gasket is I started it up, I put new plugs in it. Not that I was just going to put new plugs in to send it out the door. That's not being a technician. That's being a shade tree mechanic somewhere out here. Oh, I found the problem. It's got a bad spark plug. Well, no, there's a reason that it's got a bad spark plug. Spark plugs don't look like that normally. I put a new set of spark plugs in it, started it up and run it. And the reason I put new plugs in it is I wanted to make sure that those plugs were firing, that they were doing good. I checked both coils were firing. Nice, pretty, you know, spark. So it's not, the coils aren't bad on it. The reason I think the head gasket's blown is because when I started it up, I let it run for about 5 minutes, which smoked the shop out. I mean, that's why one reason I'm outside. It just choked me to death in there. I'm trying to live a little bit longer, guys. I used to sit in there in them exhaust fumes and all that, and it didn't bother me. And really, it still don't bother me until you go home, you take a big drink of water or something, you taste exhaust. You know, you've been in this way too much. I'm trying to live a little bit longer, man. I got grandkids. I want to see some great grandkids, hopefully, if the world stands and the Lord tarries far enough. Anyway, when I pulled the dipstick out, exhaust fumes come out the dipstick. Bingo! Now, could it be that they have put a heavier weight oil in this thing, like 30 weight or something like that, and therefore pumped the lifters up too tight and it's got the valves open just a little bit? Possibly. It could. But until I tear into it, I'm not going to know exactly. But I'm not a betting man. I just don't believe in gambling. But I bet you $1 against a donut, if I was a gambling man, which I'm not. But I'd bet you $1 against a donut, it's a blown head gasket. Now these Kohler commands are notorious for this, and it's nothing on Kohler. Everybody, especially a lot of homeowners, a lot of your old timers, which some of these, they're going to be the ones, guys, that have the money to go out and buy a machine like this. This machine ain't no joke. I mean, this thing's got hydraulic PTOs on it. It's got a switch to lower and raise the deck on it. It's got hydraulic assist power steering on it. It's four-wheel drive. I mean, this is a top-line garden tractor. All right, this is not just a regular lawnmower. This is a garden tractor. I guess that's what the GS stands for. It's probably Garden Series 2000. But anyway, so I'm going to pull this thing apart, and I'm going to make another video here in the next, probably tomorrow, because today it's too late. Oh, well, I'm talking about being too late, because there's a guy sent me a message, comment, and said, it's always 5:30 at the C&L shop. Well, it's 3:30 now, okay? If you walk over here, what he was referring to was this clock. It's kind of funny, because this clock is always 5:30. And it's just because I haven't put batteries in that clock. I've put batteries in this one, not in that one. I only need one clock. I don't know why I've got two in there. But anyway, and that one clock right there, that thing's got to be 20 years old. It used to be in a real pretty glass case. It was the first clock that I hung up in the shop. I just throwed something up there, and I went and bought this one, and this one don't keep time very well. So when the batteries went out, I was like, who cares? But anyway, I will be making another video on pulling these heads off. I mean, I'm going to replace them both. Might as well. I mean, there's no reason for me not to. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to pull the one that was the worst side first, which is if you were sitting on the machine would be on your right hand side, the passenger side, I guess you could say. I'm going to change that head out first. And that may correct it, and then I'll just look at the other one. But either way, once you pull that head off, you got to put a new head gasket on it, so it don't matter. I'm going to put 2 new head gaskets on it and drain all this oil out of it and make sure he's running 10W30. And I'm going to go ahead and call Kohler with this model number and see if they recommend that 5W20 synthetic in it. If so, no, I'll have to order it because I don't stock synthetic oil. I probably should. Guys, really, you probably should, you know, with all this new equipment coming out, man, they're running all synthetic oils and stuff like that in it now, which I think's okay. Is you just got to pass that cost on to your customer, because it is quite a bit higher. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to make a quick video. I know I hadn't been around for a while. I made a few here and there. I think it just cut. Well, I guess I have been around. You know, 2 or 3 days ago I made one, but this Kubota this is going to be a trick, I'm telling you, because this thing looks like you have to pull half the engine apart to get to the heads on it. But I got to call the customer and say, look, man, you got blown head gaskets bad. So anyway, I'm gonna get off here, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and end this video out. Just be looking for that one because I'm probably gonna make it tomorrow. I'll go ahead and try to upload this one today. There shouldn't be no editing or anything like that in it, so it should be pretty quick. But I'm gonna try to get this thing up and going, to get it tore down and show you what all's going on with it and that kind of stuff. Until next time, no matter what you do, do it for the glory of God, or it's just not worth doing. Until next time, CNL's out.